Hi, my name is BICHEN XU. This is my video analysis of my infographic. My infographic is about the largest tournament of Dota 2, the International. The International is held every year during summertime at Seattle Key Arena. It holds the largest esports prize pool record in the world. Visual potential is whether or not some information can be presented visually. There are 5 forms of visual potential: location, numbers, appearance, relationships, and time. In my infographic, I made a lot of graphics on these 5 forms so that people can digest the information easily. First, I will introduce the appearance display. Appearance is the potential to communicate how something looks using imagery. The image can be either very simple or very detailed. For my infographic, I decided to create a graphic with Juggernaut, a very famous character in the Dota 2 game. I used a digital photography to show him, since this can let the viewers recognize I'm talking about Dota 2. It also lets some viewers who do not know the game know how does the characters in the game looks like. The limitation is the color. The original color for this photo is more attractive, but I can now show the original photo that has a lot of color with special effect, since my color model has only a very limited number of colors. However, by using the simple color, this can let the viewers see the character very clearly and not distract them from reading. And also it can emerge into the infographic very easily. The visual potential of numbers can convey amount, distribution, portion, or correlation of values. In my first number display, I used the static bar chart to show the correlation between pick and ban rate and the win rate of heroes. The bars filled by photo show the win rate of picking or ban this hero, and the black bars show the pick and ban rate of this hero. The strength of using this photo and black static bar chart is that it can show more data in one chart and compare the number easily. It can also give viewers some sense of relationship between the pick and ban rate and the win rate. However, there is also a limitation. The different bars may create some confusion to the viewers, and it will take them a while to understand the meaning of it. In my second number display, I used a simple bar chart to show the changing of prize pool. Each bar is filled by a monster in-game with different body size. The height of the bar represents the amount of prize pool of each year. Strength of doing this is that the photo can interest the viewer to read and make the graphic link to my topic very well. The limitation is that it is more complicated than just viewing a trending line. Some viewers who do not play the game may not link the in-game monster body size with the prize pool together. In my visual language model, there are 2 kinds of number displays. One is the photo and black stacked bar chart, and another one is the simple trending line. I emulate the first one by doing exactly the same thing with different data. However, I decided not to copy the second number display in my model. My data is not like the data in the model. After making a line graph for my data, I realized my line graph is a very smooth straight line, so it may let the viewers ignore the changing in the middle. In addition, my data is not as continuous as my models, so using a bar chart can make more sense. I combined 2 displays in my visual language model and create a new bar chart. I keep the grid line and the description at the bottom, but replace the line graph with the bar chart. The visual potential of time can show people what things happen in the chronological order. Time has sequence, magnitude, and patterns. In my display, I used the timeline to show the sequence and pattern. My time display shows that the International is holding once a year since 2011. It also lets viewers to know each year's champion and their amount of prize won that year. The strength of doing this is that viewers can get a lot of information from this single timeline. There is also a limitation of this graph. In order to fit the large circle in, the gap between each year is not the same. This can create some misunderstanding for the viewers. There is no time display in my visual language model, so I have to create one by my own. I decided to emulate the part with a lot of different circles by putting some different size of circles onto the timeline. I encoding the champion price with the size of the circle. We can tell that as the time moving, the amount of the prize won by the champion getting larger. The visual potential of relationships can show the links and associations between different objects or people by using lines, overlapping areas, and also arrows. For my display, it shows the top 6 teams in the International 2016 tournament and also shows the tournament process and the schedule. The black solid line means the winner of the upper bracket competition, and the white dotted line means the lower bracket game. The team with black layer is the loser, and team with the white layer is the winner in that round. The final winner is the one has the largest display at the right. The strength of this display is that it can show the whole tournament process clearly, but it does not give a lot of other information, like score or the length of the game. There is no such relationship display in my model, so I use the same idea from the bar chart. I make every box filled by the team picture and make the color of it to the same as the background color. The visual potential of location can help viewers to know where does things happen visually. For my location display, it shows countries hold Dota 2 tournament that has at least $100,000 prize pool. It also creates a contrast between USA prize pool and all other countries' prize pool. As the international has a tremendous high prize pool, it is very important to Dota 2 this game. The map uses purple dots to show the countries with very high prize pool, such as USA, and uses green dots to show the country with normal amount of prize pool. The black dots shows the country that do not host Dota 2 tournaments. To illuminate my color model, I use the white background just like the first section in my color model. The main color are green and purple. I use purple to make the information emphasized. The text at bottom and the header are all in purple to emulate the model. To illuminate my visual language model, I only use the simple dots to create a map. There is no map in my model, so I have to create by my own. I can't copy anything. So I try to use very simple way to show the map. There are some dot elements in my model, and the image are very simple in that section, so using a dot map is the best choice. Encoding is to translating information or data into visual attributes such as size, position, or colors. In my infographic, I use all of these 3 elements. In the size encoding, the bar size means the amount. In the first stacked chart, the length of the bars means the peak and band rate or the win rate. In the second bar chart, the height of the bar is the amount of the prize pool. In the color encoding, the location display uses 3 different colors. The purple dots is to show the countries with very high prize pool, and the green dots is to show the country with normal amount of prize pool, and the black dots shows the country that do not hold the Dota 2 tournament. The timeline is the position encoding. The more toward to the top, the more earlier data is. The size of the circles are also the size encoding to the champion's prize. There are only 4 background colors in my color model. They are white, blue, purple, and green. Color harmony is very close to analogous. I follow the color model and only use these 5 colors in my infographic. The content on the background color is also in that specific color. Since my layout, visual language model, and color model are the same, I decided to use the color in the same order as my color model. You can see from the comparison between my infographic and the color model, my color using is exactly the same as the color model. In order to emulate the color model, I did not use color to highlight anything, since there is no such highlighting in my model. My location display has the color encoding. The purple dots shows the country with the high price pool, and the green dots shows the country with normal price pool, and the black dots shows the country that do not hold Dota 2 game. There is no other color encoding than that. The color is very simple. It is just used as a section divider. The model uses different background color to divide different sections. The color do not trigger any associations. Since the color are very cool, this set of color create a tone of calming and soothing. These cool hues bring about a more passive reaction in brain and it can make a person feel pleased, relaxed. The whole infographic in this cool set of color makes people pleased to read. For the text, my model uses Franklin Gothic theming and all capped for the title, subtitle, and headers. It also made the title bolded, and the description, annotation, and the labels are all in the font of Arial. In order to emulate the typography model, I used the same font in my infographic. My infographic has some annotations, position labels, and also identity labels. The position label tells people the numbers on the bar chart. It helps people to understand the graphic. The identity label are used to label each team's name. I directly put the labels onto the things they are labeling so that people can understand it very easily and create association between label and the things it's labeling. Visual hierarchy refers to arrangement or presentation of elements in a way that implies importance. Visual hierarchy influences the order of what people see. This order is created by the visual contrast, such as size, color, brightness, and location. As my infographic is very long, people tend to read from top to bottom. The title is very large, bold, and bright, so it will get into people's eyes first. In order to let viewers to read through the whole infographic, I put a dotted line on the right side. This creates a sense of flowing so people will read down with the line. There are also several arrows on the right side. People will also see downward with the arrows pointing direction. After that title, all my sections are really equally important. So I use the location hierarchy to let people have reading order from top to bottom. As the color is very limited, so I cannot use any color brightness to create a visual hierarchy. I have to use the size to attract people's eye. In each section, the graphics are always the largest, since this can let people see the most important information first. My visual language model uses solid lines, dotted lines, rectangles, and circles. Most of the fields in the rectangles and the circles are photos. Most of my graphic elements are very realistic and detailed, since I use a lot of photos, and my visual language model has a lot of photos too, so I think I emulate the visual language model very well. Since there are also some part of my visual language model are very simple and abstract, in order to emulate that part, I made my location map very simple and abstract. It only contains different color dots. Unity is that something keep the same, while variety is something that different. In my infographic, I try to create some variety and at a certain level of unity. I try to fill all the shapes with the photo so that it can create a unity. However, I also try to create some different shapes like rectangles, circles. This will create some varieties. My infographic is very similar to the model since my model also has a lot of shapes like what I have rectangle and circles filled with photos. My layout has 6 sections, which is exactly the same with the layout model. Except the top title section, all other sections have 2 smaller sections divided by the dotted line on the right side. In each section, there is a header at the top left. In my infographic, everything is aligned to the left. In the examples, you can see that all the text graphics are aligned to the left in their own section. This is also exactly the same with my models too. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.